Let's move to a local one from Spain. The company is Conzoom. And we have Jordi Ferrer, who is the founder and chief executive, and he is going to make the first presentation. So a big welcome. Let's give him a big hand to Jordi.
Let me just ask the judges if there's any questions. Okay. Just while Jordi gets set up, I just want to ask the jury, is there any questions about what you're doing? You're just rating their presentation. All the other scores have been done yet. This is the final third round. So you're just rating how well they're presenting. The other things have already been done. Okay.
Excellent.
Jordi?
Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Guy. Thank you, the jury, for selecting us. It's a bit scary having all of you looking at me. But anyway, I'll do my best. Let me start with a bit of context to understand why we do what we do. So to be clear, Conzoom is a consumer analytics company. A consumer analytics company that has been designed to address what we believe is one of the fundamental challenges of today's marketing. The fact that consumer influence is driving most of the consumer brand decisions, okay? And that's something that actually well ahead of the brand activity. It's not a very good message to give to this type of audience, but this is what we see with our data, okay? There are a bit of facts as well in this context. One is that the influence of consumer, again, has become the main influence factor across the path to purchase, okay, or the majority of products and services. Number two is, in this context, not all consumers are the same. There is 30% of consumers that actually generate 70% of that influence on social networks. And the third point is that brands that manage to establish a strong relationship with the most socially active consumers in their product categories, they generate their media, grow faster, and improve their communication ROI. We don't have the time to share all the data that we have to prove that that's the case, but happy to share that with you this afternoon or tomorrow. So basically, in this current context, the key to build successful brands and efficient communications is to look at consumer not just as consumers, but based on their ability to influence others, okay? And this is something that needs to be done all the way on the marketing planning, communication planning, and execution. And this is actually what Conzoom does. So what we do, basically what we do is have segment consumers of a product category based on their ability to influence others. So we look at their behaviors on social network and their ability to influence on social networks, analyzing Facebook data, Twitter data for each of the consumers, depending on what's available, using our own algorithms to classify them in one of these four segments. Okay? In average, 10% of the consumers of a product category are influencers. We are not talking about professional influencers. We are talking about consumers that happen to be very influential. Okay? Influencers have, in average, between 3 and 4 times larger networks than the average consumer, between 3 and 4 times more activity and resonance than the average consumer. So if you want to make them, or you want to create air media and have positive conversation about your brand, you have to get to these people, because otherwise it's going to be impossible, because the rest, especially the nerds, are not going to be talking about you at all, even if they love you. So the good news about this is that, and what we are able to do is what if you could first know who these segments in your category are, and secondly, being able to understand what is my brand position in detail in each one of these segments. So what is the awareness, what is the consideration, what is the problems that I'm having within the influencer as a brand, so what are the messages that I need to improve in order to get them to love me? What are the touch points, both online and offline, and contents that I have to use to reach to engage with? Could we identify them in our database and CRM to be able to prioritize actions and promotions to these people? Buy online advertising targeted to these people, et cetera, et cetera. The answer is yes, we can do that now, basically. What Conzoom does, we have developed a platform. Basically, and to be clear, we are consumer experts. We are not technology experts. We understand technology, but we understand about consumer and consumer behavior and the importance of knowing and segmenting consumers in relevant ways. So we built, let's say, a platform that helps to, let's say, segment on real time people, let's say, coming from surveys, online surveys, or people coming or being able to segment social media listening and other market research applications, either directly or through third parties or partners that work with us. On customer management, being able to segment CRM databases, the Facebook fans, et cetera, all the people and clients that interact with our brand, so with the brand. And finally, being able to set and to embed these segments and being able, let's say, to enrich performance marketing campaigns, online marketing campaigns like lead generation, et cetera, or even programmatic buying. So what is that we are able to do as a result of this is to be able to work with this logic across the whole cycle, from the development, communication, and brand strategies, all the way down to measurement. So on strategy and planning, what we do is combine, for a representative sample of consumers, we combine an online survey with their social profile and social data, and we are able to understand for each one of these profiles and for each one of these segments to understand what is the socio-demographic profile, how they buy the category, what are the drivers on the attributes that make a difference when they make a decision about the product and the brand they are going to buy, what is the touch points that are more influential to these people across the path to purchase, et cetera, et cetera. That allow us, let's say, to build a very detailed roadmap for the brand and for the agency to be able to improve their positions. On execution, you can see there what we do. Again, it takes one step further in terms from strategy to execution and finally to measure. The measurement includes as well the fact of being able to segment the conversations that we are able to generate as a result on social networks, especially in Twitter, using our segmentation. So you can manage that influence all the way. So what are the benefits of doing something like what we do? It's basically, it has benefits all across the marketing cycle, from innovation all the way to brand communication, shopper retail, and stakeholder management. As a result, you can systematically improve the ROI of your communication. Again, this is something, it's not a tool for social media, it's a tool for improving your overall communication strategy, taking into account and embedding the logic of the segments and the influence in everything you do, both online and offline. Finally, let me share a bit of a, let's say, of an example. So what we took, it's a sample of Twitter accounts of the audience here, and we segment them using one of our algorithms. In this case, we are using just Twitter data, because we don't want you to log in into anything. So we are just using, let's say, this, and you can see the difference between, we have a good bunch of influencers in the room, although we have a pretty sizable number of inners as well. But in any case, if you want to get your segment, please go to this website and segment yourself.
And
okay?
we're done. Thank you very much indeed. Brilliant. So some questions for Jordi from our judges.
Business model? How are you funded? How do you pay? How do you get paid?
It's different revenue sources. One is, let's say, when we sell all the solutions that we sell, there are solutions in terms of when we sell research projects in the first part of the fund strategic project for our clients to understand better and to understand how they need to improve their communication strategy, what touch point they're using, et cetera. That's a revenue stream. And then the other revenue stream comes from, let's say, either selling directly applications for segmenting CRM databases of our clients or through our partners, which are CRM agencies or media agencies, et cetera. So it's a direct, let's say, we have two ways to go to market, directly to advertisers and through partners in CRM, research, and advertising.
Got time for another one? Are you good?
Excellent.
Thank
you.
Very much indeed for being first. Great.